The next aspect to be taken into consideration for housing loan is obtention of security documents. For any loan, security documents is an important aspect. Similarly, for housing loan, we should obtain a term loan agreement as specified by the bank, a letter of guarantee if the guarantee has been stipulated, LIC policy covering the life of the borrower for loan amount. We should also have search report and title investigation report given by the bank's approved advocate. We should have extract of record of rights and plan specification, because it's very important that the municipality gives the approval of the plan, and then only the construction can be completed. And of course, the insurance policy covering the cost of the flat or the building. The search report which we talked about given by the bank's advocate on should be for a search for 30 years. And the report given by the advocate should confirm the genuineness of the document. It should also mention the mortgagor has clear, unencumbered and marketable title to the property. This is necessary because in case if the bank is required to sell this property tomorrow, there should not be any hassles from a legal point of view. Documents required to be deposited for creation of equitable mortgage will also be listed by the advocates in his search report. How the title deeds are to be registered. This is another important aspect which the banker should know. The sub-register of assurances first verifies the document to ascertain whether it is legal to register such document or not. Thereafter, he verifies whether the full stamp duty has been paid or not before registration, and all the parties executing the document admit that they have executed the document for registration. Parties who are present and admitting to execute the document are identified by two independent witnesses. Once this complete thing is done, then the sub-registrar registers the document. Registration is also necessary according to the Registration Act. Under Section 23 of the Registration Act, all documents other than a will as specified in the Act needs to be registered within a maximum period of 4 months from the date of execution. Suppose that you are not in a position to execute and register the documents within 4 months, what is the next alternative? Section 25 gives a leeway saying that you can take another 4 months, but you need to pay fine for registration. So the documents can be registered thereafter. We have been hearing quite a good number of frauds are taking place in housing loans. As a banker, one must take precautions to prevent these frauds. How these frauds can be prevented? Number one, verify the authenticity. The salary certificate which is produced by the applicant is genuine or not. The income tax returns which have been submitted by the borrower are genuine or not. So they need to be, if in case of doubt, they should be independently verified, cross-checked from the employer or the income tax authorities, if necessary, by engaging the outside agents like chartered accountants. The next point which is to be taken into account is verify that the property which is going to be purchased is being built, or if it is a second sale, the person who is selling is available there. So due diligence by inspection will help you to understand that the property which is being purchased is really available. The legal and technical clearances are given by the bank personnel only. Many times it was being outsourced, and the banks have come to grief by getting some wrong documents or absolutely fudged documents, etc. And therefore, the technical clearances and legal clearances should be obtained from the lending institution's own expert staff. To understand that the builder is a reputed one, due diligence on builders is to be conducted. Wherever there are instances where the builders have cheated some of the borrowers, they are to be put in the negative list. By preparing this negative list, it will help the personnel who is handling the home loan sanction proposals. They will be in a position to be on guard. List of reputed advocates at all major centers is another thing which should be maintained for soliciting advice. So to conclude, home loan is a prominent loan product under the retail banking of most of the banks. 50% of the loan under the retail banking is home loans. Like any other loan, the banker has to take certain precautions. Number one, verify the details given in the application form. Cross-check the details from the concerned authorities. Number two, undertake due diligence of the property to be mortgaged as well as that of the builder. Third, carry out pre-sanction inspection. Fourth, prepare a proposal and ensure that it is sanctioned by the delegated authority. Fifth, ensure compliance of terms of sanction such as obtention of security documents, obtention of title deeds, creation of mortgage, etc. Next, keep track of timely repayment. And finally, undertake inspection at least once in a year. Let us also have a look at a product which has been introduced to help the senior citizens of this country. It's called as a reverse mortgage loan. It's a product which is aimed at helping those who have completed 60 years of age and those who own a house. So they can, in case of necessity, convert their existing home equity into tax-free income without having to sell the house. So one may wonder how it can be done. It can be done by approaching a banker, giving the documents and availing the loan. So basically the scheme is aimed at helping a senior citizen above the 60 years of age. It will be available to the couples who can take the loan as joint borrowers, but the condition is one of the joint borrower should be above 60 years and the second one should not be below 55 years. If these two conditions are sanctioned, a reverse mortgage loans can be sanctioned. The other conditions which are applicable for a reverse mortgage is the loan amount is dependent on the value of the property as assessed by the lender, age of the borrower and prevalent interest rates. The loan can be provided through a monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, yearly, annual disbursement, or a lump sum also can be given as a committed line of credit or a combination of all the three. So it is a hassle-free loan. According to the need of the person, he can take the loan as per the scheme here that he can get monthly installments also from the bank. The loan amount can be used by the senior citizen for a variety of reasons. It can be used for upgradation or renovation of the house. It can be used for medical exigencies. So it is left to the person concerned how to use the money which is being paid by the bank. They have also the option of prepaying this loan during the loan tenure or later without any prepayment penalty. This is one of the reasons as to why people were a little bit shy of taking the reverse mortgage loan, whether the bank is going to charge any interest if I prepay the loan. Now, the loan is sanctioned for a maximum period of 20 years. The loan is not required to be serviced as long as the borrower is alive and in occupation of the property. So a person above 60 years, he can live there for a period up to say 20 years, and if he is surviving, he need not have to service the loan amount. On borrower's death, loan is repaid through the sale of property if the amount along with accrued interest is not repaid by the legal heirs to the property. What are the benefits of a reverse mortgage? Basically, it enables to meet the financial needs of the senior citizens without selling the property, and it enables recurring funds flow to the senior citizen during their lifetime. The second benefit is, after death of the senior citizen, the surviving spouse can continue to occupy the property till his or her demise. And only thereafter, after the death of the spouse, the bank will sell the property and recover its dues. Thank you. Let's have a look at another retail loan product. It's called as personal loan. As the name suggests, it is the loan which is granted for any legitimate purpose, and this loan is granted by way of clean loan or even secured loan. What do we mean by clean loan or unsecured? There is no security at all. That's why it's called as a clean loan. Now, for meeting the expenses like marriage of self, marriage of a daughter, marriage of a son, marriage of a relative, the loan can be sanctioned by the bank to meet this purpose. The loan can be sanctioned even to meet the medical expenses incurred or to be incurred for self, spouse, children, dependent, near relatives. Loan is also sanctioned for meeting the educational expenses of self, spouse, children. Loan can be utilized for repair, renovation, extension of existing house by way of personal loan, or any other personal expenses of bona fide nature as approved by the bank. That means the loan is sanctioned according to the policy as devised by each bank. Secured, when we grant a loan under secured as a secured loan, security is obtained. So repayment of existing house loan, part of the money which is required to meet the personal loan can be sanctioned for that purpose. A repair, renovation, extension of a house, education, or even for purchase of consumer durables like computer, professional equipments, or any white good, the loan can be sanctioned by way of personal loan. What is the eligibility for this loan? All salaried people, professionals and individuals with high net worth, regular pensioners or family pensioners drawing regular monthly pension through that particular branch can be sanctioned personal loan. What is the amount, the maximum amount of loan which can be sanctioned by way of personal loan? It depends on the income and repayment capacity of the person concerned. One important aspect which is to be remembered while sanctioning any loan for that matter where the repayment is by way of EMI is that the bank should ensure that the net take-home pay stroke income is not less than 40% of the gross income of the applicant. That means the EMIs can go up to 60%, remaining at least 40% should be available to the applicant for to meet his household expenses. Now, for sanctioning personal loan, what are the documents required? One is, as usual, the application form, the passport size photograph, and for salaried individuals, latest salary slip and Form 16 to understand what is his salary structure and how much money he is getting. We should also try to understand through the application or a declaration given by the borrower as to what are his other liabilities. Because ultimately we need to ensure that the EMI does not exceed 60% of his total income. Apart from this, the security documents as specified by each branch also need to be obtained, and if the bank or the sanctioning authority has stipulated a guarantor for this loan, the guarantee duly signed by the guarantor also needs to be obtained. Repayment of personal loan varies between 30 to 60 months period. It depends on the amount of the loan and the repaying capacity. And more importantly, according to the policy of each bank. The repayment period varies. Thank you very much.